Good afternoon. I'm here with Coach Mattice, Peekskill Middle School. We're here for an interview. So we just have 8 questions. So for the first question, how would you define inclusion in the context of physical education?
For inclusion in physical education, I believe that, especially with adapted PE, that they're getting a curriculum that is tailored to them, to their needs, to their IEP, to make sure that they're just most successful in the class.
So essentially just addressing individual.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. What factors do you consider when determining the most appropriate placement for a student with a disability?
I would say definitely, reading up on their IEP, their surroundings, what environment can you place them in where they can be most successful, what equipment can you use that best associates with their disability, and also just like collaborating with others to determine their placement.
Yeah. So modifications and trying to place them in a general PE setting just for that socialization factor, would you say as well?
Yes, but again, depending on the student in a general PE setting, taking into account like the population of that class and if they can be successful in the class.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you share an experience where inclusion was particularly successful and what contributed to that success?
Yeah, I think, in the beginning of the school year, building, positive, trusting relationships with the students goes a long way. And knowing what their interests are and like what drives them, what motivates them. Used like a reward system, such as like stickers or things that they enjoyed doing, to help them be successful in the class, to help them want to participate within the lessons.
Absolutely. What challenges have you encountered when including students with disability in general physical education classes?
Again, also with our school district, the environment. Our general PE classes tend to, have a lot of students in them, so it creates a lot of, noise and socialization things. So I think maybe possibly just like overstimulation or
Absolutely.
just having too many. Our space is small,
Yeah.
so when you try to fit 80 kids in our gym, it definitely gets overstimulating for some students.
Definitely the nature of the classroom affecting it for
Yeah.
sure. How do you collaborate with other professionals such as APE professionals or special educators in making placement decisions?
I think like the professional developments are very important because that's where you get to see other PE teachers, other adaptive PE teachers from different school districts, so you can kind of see like what they're doing within their classes. The White Plains, professional development has helped me a lot connect with other adapted PE teachers. And I just think, talking with other teachers from your district, from other districts, talking to the physical therapists, and just like putting in the work to stay like knowledgeable with like what you can do within the class.
Absolutely. Even the professional development we went to last year was very resourceful. We learned a lot about aquatics, we learned about different sports. Equestrian, I think, was one of the sports too. It was fun. Definitely, for sure.
Just, especially with those professional developments, looking through the schedule, making sure if there is anything on adapted physical education or, you're going to those.
Absolutely. How do you manage the needs of individual students while also considering the dynamics of the entire class?
Again, I think going back to like knowing your students is the key, and building that trust. And I think once you have those established, that's gonna just help with managing, the students and knowing what, who works best together, who prefers to, do this activity just like off to the side. How can we collaborate with them and just like meet them where they're at. But again, just like going back to like knowing your students.
Yeah, creating a relationship.
Yeah.
Are there specific school policies that facilitate or hinder your inclusive practices?
Here I would say no. Our athletic director is very good at getting us like equipment we may need. We're good at, prioritizing those students to make sure they're in the right environment. I think, a lot of PE teachers get thrown into adapted PE, so school districts should make sure that like those teachers feel comfortable, knowledgeable, and if they don't, what can the school districts do professional development wise or things like that to help those teachers be able to provide quality curriculum to those kids.
Absolutely, the importance of putting certified, well-educated, adapted PE teachers is crucial for sure.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.